It took me a really long time to figure out why Grab Her by the Pussy was trending on Twitter, and then when I finally did, it's so sad. We're living in such a sad time, and the fact that this is news, the fact that this and Kim Kardashian getting fake robbed in Paris is news. The one time she doesn't have fucking cameras on her in her life. Yeah, right, I buy that. Okay, let's talk about some of this stuff, shall we? Okay, so some of the biggest news stories happening right now are completely absurd, and it's funny to me because I was pulled out of the mainstream media news for 2 weeks when I was on that road trip, and coming back to it and hearing what's going on, like this craziness, this Trump story with him and Billy Bush, who, if you don't think Billy Bush is the gayest thing to walk since sunshine birthed onto this earth, that's crazy to me, because Billy Bush is gayer than Ryan Seacrest walking in on John Travolta and Tom Cruise fucking bareback with no reach around. Like, this shit is real. I can't believe that Billy Bush gets to come off as straight, but fine, let's go with it. So the story broke that he was egging on Donald Trump to divulge more information and be more of a misogynist while cameras or something was recording him. It was so weird. And what he said, I can't believe it's even bothering people because it's like the most tame thing that's come out of Donald Trump's mouth about women since this campaign. And I guess I didn't look too much into it because it sounds like the video is like 11 or 12 years old. So it sounds like Billy was relying on the fact that he was a younger man, you know, back in the day. But it's weird. It's funny. To me, it's funny because what they're talking about actually made me chuckle. Like, that's kitchen table. That's what people talk about and like in the real world. So these social justice warriors that are so offended, it's like, stop it. That's how some men talk. That's how some women talk. That's how some people in general talk. And it's not that offensive because it's not like he was saying it to women. He was saying it behind closed doors, and to me that's not offensive. That's just you being real. And it was funny. Do you think he goes up to every woman and just grabs her pussy? No, but it's funny. Like, I want to say that now. That's fucking funny. And anytime you can use the word pussy or tit, those are just fun. But okay, with that whole fiasco. And then on the flip for the Democrats, you got all these leaked emails with Clintons and this craziness, which I can't believe is still surprising people, this disclosure project stuff with aliens and stuff like that. If you are on the path of waking up, however you think of this thing, whether you think of it as enlightening or you think of it as taking the red pill and it's the Matrix, or you think about it as just becoming aware of your surroundings and not being ignorant to information that's put in front of your face every day and just being a mindless consumer, however you want to describe this, none of this is shocking to you because you've heard it and seen it in patterns far and wide because all of this stuff is connected. So when we hear things via the mainstream media, we have to understand we've already heard these from multiple sources. They've been inundated into our ways of thinking. I mean, look at media that's come out for the last decade and what it's, you know, promoting, and the way of lifestyle it's promoting, and what it's talking about civilization being, and just all you have to do is watch where art is being led, because a lot of art, especially nowadays, is just monetized. I mean, we have all these musicians and artists and athletes who just chase dollars and endorsements. They're the ones leading the message. The ones on the outskirts who are speaking against them and adamantly saying, hey, people who are just blindly following, wake up. Those are the people we scrutinize, or that are killed or put in jail. Like, you have to pay attention to things. And usually those who are vilified in the mainstream media are actually benevolent, good people trying to do something great. And on the flip, the people that we're boasting about and usually promoting are actually pretty sinister and usually have an ulterior motive going on. So just to put that out there. Also, I wanted to speak on the fact that when I was back home, quick side note story, two of the lesbians that are friends with my mom that I was talking about earlier, they were hashing some shit out with me, one being more respectful than the other, but I've known them since I was a child, and one of their main arguments, while talking about the fact that they're Trump supporters and, you know, swaying my mom's opinion, which I don't understand because her daughter's married to a black man and her son is gay, so it's like, come on, you're not really a Trump supporter. You've made under $50,000 your whole life. You're poor, you're a woman, he hates you, what are you doing? Their argument as to why they're Trump supporters, these two friends of my mom, was because me saying that minorities aren't being acknowledged by either party, but especially Trump, and being put down when you look at the black community, and when you look at the gay community, when you look at the Latino community, any person of color's community. Under this Trump campaign, I was like, we're villainized, we're made to look evil, and we're scrutinized, and things are being taken back 50 years. It's a really scary time, and we need the people who are saying they support Trump to realize that to support Trump, are you saying you don't support Hillary Clinton, so you want to put your support somewhere else? Or are you saying you adamantly support this negativity and hate and this vitriol that he's, speaking constantly? Because that's not the America anybody wants to jump on board with. Why would we rewind 50 years? That's crazy to me. But their main reason was to say that nobody has it worse off than women in this country, and yet they were supporting a misogynist. I was so confused. And this is how people, and not to pigeonhole anyone, but this is how especially conservative-minded Trump supporters think, is they run circles around an argument to the point it just confuses yourself. And then to see how they deter our attention from real things that we should be talking about, and the insanity that is this upcoming election, and how honestly people just shouldn't even buy into it. And at this point, I cannot believe anyone is okay saying they put support behind either of these two candidates. And even if you want to extend it to the Gary Johnsons and the Jill Steins, they're both just as corrupt. I've talked about that in past videos. If you fully believe that you are supporting this person with good intention, I don't understand your line of thinking. I don't think you've done enough research, and I think you're pretty ignorant to the fact that a lot of these people's lies and fallacies and the craziness has been factually backed, and it's weird. We're accepting these liars and these fake politicians and these people with distorted views on what America and the world should be. They're just disgusting people, and the fact that we're promoting this and saying that it's okay, the fact that we're not demanding that we're given other options. I mean, it wouldn't even be that hard, and just because it hasn't happened before, I'm so tired of people in this country acting like we're the biggest and baddest in the world, and yet we can't figure out, oh, we're not getting anything we want. Like, there's a law here in Oregon that's trying to pass. It's like, commercials keep saying say no on 97, so it's something like Law 97 trying to get passed, and it's on the upcoming ballot, and it's this really confusing law with confusing legalese, which is like lawyer jargon used to confuse you, the common folk, basically trying to spike taxes for corporations. But it's hard to figure out if that's a good thing, because we want to tax large corporations, especially when we house a lot of them, like Nike's headquartered here. But then you have it spinning where it's like it's going to affect small businesses as well as consumers alike, because like the prices of products and things that we need every day are going to go up. So it's actually going to make Oregon's sales tax, even though it doesn't exist, really high because of the prices of consumer goods and stuff. It's really confusing. But all of that to say, it's really fucked up in my opinion that I was just thinking about how laws and regulations are always introduced that help corporations or help the elite that are going to hurt people, and the people have to get out and vote them down. But how come it's never something that's going to help the people, and the corporations would have to get out and vote them down because they would never be successful? How come there's never anything for the people? Well, when you think deeper, it's because we never elect people who have our interest at heart. And when you think deeper about that, it's because we don't have a system in place. We aren't under a constitution. We're United States Corporation. It's a capital U, capital S, capital A. We are products. Our birth certificates and social security numbers are our price tag and fucking receipt. It's weird we don't talk about the truth because we've bought into this lie so hard that in order to talk about the truth, we're going against everybody's reality, even though your reality is wrong. That's the craziness you start to realize. Like, these stories, like this Kim Kardashian getting robbed, that's a fucking fluff piece put in your face to distract you from the fact that there's 29 days until this fucked up election, and they want you to participate. They just want you blindly going into shit. It's all fucking coordinated and being directed, but I think the one beauty, the silver lining, the light at the end of the tunnel is the fact it appears to be falling apart. It does appear that too many things are being leaked. Look at that with a side eye, though, because I was talking to my boyfriend last night about how sometimes when this much information is being leaked, it seems like it's controlled to me. Like they're at a place where they can allow this information to be out because it's gone far beyond. So they're going to distract us with this. It's all something to scrutinize. I'm just saying, like, it's funny the distractions that we get held up on. It's funny that right now Bill Clinton rape accusations are being talked about. First of all, I doubt that shit even happened. And it's a distraction. It's because the Clintons can get off scot-free without that ever hurting or touching him. It's not going to affect his legacy. And we saw what happened with the Bill Cosby case. It took a long time and a lot of women for people to turn on a beloved father figure of the time. People love Bill Clinton and his presidency. They're doing this to dupe you. That's all this shit is for. It's a fluff piece. I don't buy into any of that. The Kardashian one has that bitch never had a camera on her. It's ridiculous to think that the one time she would have needed cameras by her, security by her, any one of her entourage by her, that's when she's alive. Like, give me a fucking break. That's totally made up. It's fuckery. It's all fuckery. And I do think, I was thinking into this a little bit, I had such love and respect and appreciation for Kanye and the artist he was, and the music and the art that he put out there, and I think something happened. I think a Britney/Eminem style fuckery happened with him. I think all of these celebrities, they go through something. They get to a point with their fame, and they speak out because they're good, kind-hearted people, and then something creepy happens. I'm not saying I know what it is, because there's many a theory, and you can do a quick Google search of Britney Spears or Kanye or Eminem and find out just what people's theories are. But it's crazy because we all act like these people don't change. Britney ain't the same Britney. And it's funny that we just talk like she had a breakdown. No, something really weird happened. That's not the same girl. Whether you want to say it's medication, which I can totally get on board with, it's just they've heavily medicated her, or she's a whole different person, or a fucking clone, or she's fucking dead in a hologram. I don't fucking know. But shit ain't the same, and it's funny because with Kanye, he's changed, and ever since he got with Kim, like, he released that album with the Bound to and the Hoopla Hoo. I fucking loved that album, but him at that time, I was like, what? I can't get on board with you, but like your art was good. So I just started to think, what if Kim is his handler, and these fucking Kardashian women, like, they just fucking spread into the hip hop and the athletic world. It's weird, and it's changed people. And like, look at Lamar and all the fucking craziness he's been through. I don't know. I'm not putting that on Chloe. I'm just saying, like, it's funny. Whoever these girls touch, it seems like their life falls apart or something. It's kind of weird. Not making any accusations, just pointing shit out, and people love to love them and love to hate them. So they're a good topic of convo. But all of that stuff was just stuff that happened in this last 2 weeks while I was gone, and I'm sure there's plenty more bullshit that I don't really care about, but it's just weird to me that this stuff is used to distract us from talking about what's really going on, and the fact that right now we could really be scaring the elite, the higher up, the people with the money, the white rich men. We could be scaring them if we were uniting and saying, we will not be voting in November. We are not going to fall for this. We're not duped by the fact that you're giving us a racist and a liar. Like, these aren't options. These are not presidential candidates. It's fucking disgusting. The fact that they can't even, like, hire good actors anymore. Like, give us somebody who can at least play Regal or something. It's so sad. But I'm just saying, a lot of people are falling for it. A lot of people are duped, have been for decades and decades. I talked to my parents, my boyfriend's parents. People just don't understand, like, buying into this every 4 years isn't changing everything. You're not getting anywhere when they call somebody a libertarian or a progressive. That's just new words for Democrat and Republican. They're just trying to phase out Democrat, Republican, because they know right now we're starting to look at them in a way. So it's like, just look at patterns. I mean, back in the day, Republicans were Democrats. You know, that's what they always said about Abe Lincoln, but that motherfucker was a liar too. We'll get into that on another day. Anyway, some of my thoughts on the last 2 weeks. Add your opinions below, and I hope you're having a good day. I look forward to some of my upcoming videos. They're going to be a little bit cooler. All right, take care of yourself today. Peace out.